And we are live. It has been a long time since I've been on camera like this, and I'm realizing I need to get my sea legs underneath me. So we'll give everybody just a couple of minutes. I'm excited to announce on this Cinco de Mayo. I'm excited to announce that I am going to uh, revisit Demystify Sales. The course itself was originally launched in 2020. And now that we're in 2022, I'm going to take lessons learned from experience over a number of different clients that I've had an opportunity to work with and people that I've had an opportunity to work with inside those organizations and incorporate that into the updated version of Demystify Sales. I can tell you there's one thing that is not changing. The broader structure of the course is not changing. The time that I've had a chance to work with folks, it's further reinforced the importance of understanding from a revenue operations perspective, RevOps type model, the importance of understanding the customer at the top, the business in the middle, and the individuals, the reps, the people who are doing the work there at the bottom of the triangle. And I might go to the whiteboard a little bit today. We'll see how things come along and whether or not we've got people who are going to join and get involved in the conversation. So that structure won't change. Understand the customer. And when I talk about understanding the customer, I think people struggle with this one. And one of the reasons people struggle with this one is they start to look at the customer either at an organization level or an end user level. They don't ever really look, or it's rare to find that people are looking at the various components of customer, both the types of people that are inside the organization, both the people who endorse a decision, the people who are paying for a decision, and the people who are navigating the decision, and the people who actually are using the product. It's important that we look at the organization both at an individual and an organization level. And a lot of people in the marketing space will talk about this in the context of ideal customer profile or buyer personas. And we'll get into that a bit. And everything focused on this program is around revenue and how revenue can be derived from the understanding the customer journey on the whole. So that includes the combination of marketing or demand. It includes acquisition, bringing on first customers. It includes retention and expansion. And that model is the Dare to Grow model. Anyhow, we'll do organization and individual level stuff on a customer perspective. We'll also look at it from the business perspective, both, what are the products and services you're delivering? How are you defining those? Specifically, what's your solution look like relative to the problem that you solve? And what's your process for implementing, process for getting the work done? For those of you who've had a chance to work with me, you know that I am very, very particular about the process that I use when executing. Part of this is, or the first part is gathering data. So we want to pull together information. Then we want to assess the data that we have. Then we want to identify some tests that we can test against, things that we want to implement those, and then gather more data, assess, and then determine whether or not we're going to continue to build in that direction, or maybe we identified that that's not the right way to go. So we'll focus on customer, we'll focus on the business, and then we'll get into the things that we do as individuals. So how do the people inside your organization may only be one person, but how do the people inside your organization actually go about doing the work that they do? What's that process look like? What are some of the tools that they can use in order to go out and execute when it comes to generating revenue? And as a result of this program, or the output of the program, is you'll not only have a playbook that you can apply to your business as a solopreneur, entrepreneur, founder who's building something out, depending on where you are, or new person into sales, you'll have a playbook that you can apply to the work that you do. Then we'll get into some of the fundamental sales skills, and there are 4 pillars that we'll focus on there. Pillar number 1 is gathering data, conducting research. Gathering data, conducting research. When we gather data, we conduct research, we get information from both public and private sources. We can do a Google search and ask questions of the information that's out there. We can also navigate the conversations that we have directly with individuals on the customer side and use that as part of our research. But gathering data, conducting research ultimately boils down into how do we ask more effective questions in context. The second pillar is storytelling. How do we leverage storytelling to improve the likelihood of success that we have? Donald Miller does this really well in the work that he's done around building a story brand. Robert McKee, Joseph Campbell, these are all people who've talked about hero's journey. And we've got to understand that the customer is the hero in their story. And if we understand each of the characters that are involved, we as guides, we can help develop a plan that leads to success and avoids failure for that hero as they work on addressing their villains. So we'll get into story, leveraging story. The third pillar is time management. And time management is so important because as an early career sales rep, as an early founder, as someone who's just launched your business, being able to say no is super, super, super important, because if you're saying yes to everything, you will find yourself distracted. You will find yourself in a situation where you're just doing a lot of stuff, but you're not actually advancing toward your ultimate goal, ultimate objective. So we'll get into some time management practices and consideration, including sharing a time tracker that I've got out there for folks. And the fourth pillar is project management. So we will focus on how do we put together appropriate plans? How do we assess resources? How do we identify where our risk is? How do we call people to action? And how do we hold people accountable? When you combine all of this together, understanding the customer, understanding the business, understanding your approach, add in the 4 pillars of sales fundamentals: asking effective questions, gathering data, leveraging story, time management, project management, you can build your go-to-market approach and demystify sales. Sales does not need to be as complicated as many of us make it. And for those of you who want to join me on this journey, I am going to reduce the price of the program because we're going to build together. We're going to build version 2.0 of the program together. I've gotten a little bit better on video, better presence. I've got a better whiteboard to use. We'll build this together with your feedback, and the cost to be a part of the program is $1,000 cost investment. It all just depends on how you want to look at it. $1,000. It's a 10-week program, 9 weeks with specific content. 10-week, that 10th week is there for some feedback and some iteration based on what we've built. It will include 2 separate cohorts. There will be one cohort that is specifically focused on the person who's building their business. So this could be you as a solopreneur, you as an entrepreneur, you as a freelancer, the person who is building their business but is not really looking at getting into a direct sales role. The other cohort will be focused on those who are thinking about getting into a sales role or have just gotten into a sales role and are looking for better process, tools, methods, frameworks, and thinking with a little bit of coaching to get better at their jobs. I hope to see you there. I look forward to any questions. If you've got a group of people that you'd like to put through this, just send me a direct message. Let me know. If you have questions, let me know. There's going to be a link that I'll share as a follow-up, which will let you go to a landing page. That landing page is purely about interest. And what I'm trying to get a gauge for is how many people fall into either one of those 2 cohorts. We're going to launch, or I am going to launch this on the 30th of May. The video sessions that will happen on a weekly basis will be recorded. You'll be able to rewatch those in Kajabi. You don't need to participate live, but it's open to live participation. And then there will be a combined AMA and Ask Me Anything that we'll do on a weekly basis, and we'll figure out how that gets scheduled. I'm not going to record the AMA though. And the reason I don't want to record the AMA is I want people to feel really comfortable engaging, asking questions, demonstrating where they've done the work. This is going to be an intense program. There is work that will be done. If you are not up for doing the work, don't apply. Don't join in. If you are interested in the work and you want to demystify sales, you want to be part of this journey, I hope to see you there. Look forward to those questions. Please contact me directly if you have any questions. And here's my cell phone. You can send a text to me at 480-772-7448. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream right now. Thank you. And I'm really excited about getting this relaunched. Actually, before I end the live stream, I'm going to tell you why I got excited about this. The thing that gives me energy is helping individuals break through some of the challenges and preconceived notions that they have when it comes to sales. Sales does not need to feel slimy. It doesn't need to feel rough. It doesn't need to feel like you're convincing people to do things. That's not what this is about. Sales is ultimately about problem solving. It's about helping others. It's about making an impact inside the organizations that we work inside. We can get better at this through proper practice, good practice, proper application of tools, methods, and process, and updated thinking. If we let our preconceived notions get in the way of our thinking around this, we're going to be in trouble. And I know there's a better way. I've designed this as a better way and look forward to working with you directly. My guarantee with this, you will think differently about the way that you sell. You will feel more confident in the approach that you take. You will see results inside your business. And if you don't, I'll refund. I won't be able to refund your time, but I'll refund your money. And I'm certain that that this will change the way you think about sales and the way that you make an impact inside your organization. So I hope you break through a lot of the challenges and not make the mistakes that happen out there where people get distracted. So I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thanks again.